happen. It can happen here with the pacifism and the liberalism and the drugs and the alcohol and the lack of knowledge of history. Anything is possible in America. And I think that the radical Muslims see their time is now. They don't really need an army. They don't really need an army, although they already have an army. Their armies have been let in under asylum laws, immigration laws, etc. I must tell you that when I see a woman walking in a full head covering from head to toe in America, I wince. I wince at how a nation can permit this throwback costume in the streets of America. I wince at how a nation that builds itself on the freedom of women and women's liberation can permit the enclosure of a woman within a prison. It's a prison imposed upon her by an overbearing, vicious husband who would put his wife in such a situation. And any country that is liberated would not permit this kind of outfit. France banned the burqa, by the way. You think we should ban the burqa? Of course we should. It should not be permitted. A head covering is another story. It'd be the same thing as a man wearing a head covering going into a synagogue. You cover your head out of deference to God, but to wrap a woman up where only our eye slits show? And by the way, this should be offensive to women. All women should see this as a form of slavery. How could this be going on, I ask myself, with almost no outcry in America? Well, I know the answer. We've been beaten up for 30 years by liberalism, which has taught us to look the other way even when for those of us who actually see it, we're afraid to say a word about it. But I'm afraid most people don't even see what's obvious to them. So I don't know whether God is behind all of this or not. And I don't know which side God is on, to be honest with you. I have mixed feelings about it. Sometimes I feel that this country has become so godless, so degenerate, so sick, that God has introduced radical Islam in order to either save us or kill us. I'm not sure. It's like a do or die situation. Either the radical Muslims will awaken us to who we are, what we once had, and what we've become, or we will disappear as a people altogether, a society, I should say. And I believe that it may be God's hand behind it at this point. It's the only way I can look at it and have some sense of peace about it all. Because when I cannot understand something from a social point of view, I have to go to a cosmic point of view. And let me repeat again what I'm thinking, just so you get it. I believe God's hand is behind this invasion of the West by radical Muslims. I believe God wanted us to see the weakness of liberalism and secularism and multiculturalism. And I then believe God insists that we either change our ways and either go back to God's word, go back to the church, go back to the temple, try our best, take one step forward in a more dignified, more godlike life, or we're going to lose our society completely. And that will be the end of civilization as we know it. We will descend into 1,000 years of darkness. That's my dark vision.